What's going on today, YouTube? We are going to talk quickly about, center that. We're going to talk today about SEO tips for improving your rankings. Now, these are just 5 simple SEO tips. There's obviously a lot involved with SEO, and you could go on for hours and hours talking about the different things you can do to boost your site in the rankings. But for this video, we're just going to give you 5 quick tips to improve your site fairly quickly. If you do these, you can notice a difference of sort within a week to 2 weeks. I'm not going to say you'll be page 1 by any means, but you'll start seeing your sites showing up somewhere. So yeah, anyway, this is where you want to begin if you're starting a new website or you're refreshing an existing site. These are just really simple, actionable things you can do. So let's get to it. First step is keywords, right? Keywords are the building block of every website, of every SEO campaign. Keywords are essentially what SEO is, right? It's when we're optimizing for search engines, we're optimizing for the words that people type into search engines. Now, this, of course, has gone through many changes over the years. It used to be where, if you're trying to rank for the word basketball, you could literally throw the word basketball into your page, 1,000 times. It's called keyword stuffing, and you can't do that anymore. But you used to be able to do that, and you would see some results. Now if you do that, you're actually going to get a penalty by Google, and your site could be de-indexed altogether because Google would look at it as spam, and so you don't want to do that. But keywords are important now in the sense that I would say it's become more strategic. It's more of a strategic game, like finding the right keywords. Where you used to be able to rank for those shorter and more popular terms, like basketball, like today, you need to go after the more user intent oriented terms, and they call them long tail terms. So rather than a 1 to 2 word keyword, it's like 3 to 5 words now. So if you have a blog about basketball, you wouldn't want to just optimize for basketball. You'd want to optimize for how to learn how to play basketball well. Let's throw that out there. Like title of the post: how to play basketball well. And the beauty of that is it serves a direct intent, right? Because a user is actually going to type that in. I'm sure I've typed that in many times, and I still haven't learned how to play basketball well. But how to play basketball well, like that's something someone could be looking for and looking for answers on. So you can address that need. So SEO nowadays is really just about addressing those needs in your content and picking keywords that aren't necessarily the most popular, the highest search volume, but terms that maybe have lower search volume but are much more directed, and most importantly, terms you can rank for fairly quickly. And once you start ranking for the easier terms, it actually makes it easier to start going after the harder terms, right? You want to go after the low-hanging fruit initially in order to build your authority, like your page authority for your site, and get links to your site. And then over time, you can start going after the bigger fish, right? So that's the start. And then second thing is page titles, right? When I say page titles, I'm just talking about the blue text you see when you search for something and you see the results. It's literally that blue title that you see above each website. Right now, there's different schools of thought on this. In my opinion, I think it's kind of a consensus, is you should try to include a keyword. You should try to include ideally your focus keyword for the page in that title tag. And it's not totally necessary, but I think you should also have your brand name in the title tag, because it tells people who you are, and it's just a good thing to have. So yeah, brand name and the keyword you're targeting for the page. Next up, as far as content on each page of your site, you should have at least 500 words. Anything less than that is at risk of being considered thin content by Google, and that's actually, they wouldn't penalize you for that, but they won't rank your site as high. Thin content kind of makes it seem to Google like there's no value on the page. So, again, I'm not saying stuff in a bunch of random things just to get to 500 words. I'm saying write 500 words of good content for every page on your site. And that even includes category pages The blog pages where it's just little excerpts of your blog, like you should still try to include some real content in there. I know it can be a little bit tricky, but it's always a good practice in this day and age to appease Google, because thin content is no bueno. And ideally you want to shoot for way over 500 words. Like you'll see a lot of the very top ranking articles, probably the first 3 or 4 articles, they all have minimum 1,500 or more words on their page, probably like 3,000 words on their page in some cases. Just try to make it good, but have a lot of words, but good words, not bad words. 4th thing is a sitemap. So this is a little more technical, but it's pretty easy. All you have to do if you have a WordPress site, you just download the Yoast plugin, which I can include a link to in the description. YOAST, Yoast plugin. Download that. It'll help you create a sitemap for your website very easily. And all you'll do is you'll take that sitemap, you'll go into Google Search Console. I can leave a link for that as well. Just type in Google Search Console. It's easy to find. Add your website as a property. There's a million tutorials on how to do this. And then add that sitemap you just created into your Google Search Console entry. And what this does is it basically tells Google that your site is there, and it shows Google, it's literally a map. It shows Google all the pages on your site that you want to have indexed. And it can help speed up the process, right? You can go into Search Console and you'll see there's options for like fetching and rendering, which is, telling Google to get to it ASAP, basically, like to get to the page right away and pull it up and index it. It's really good, especially if you have a blog and you're posting on a regular basis. You want to keep that content constantly being indexed. You don't want to have old stuff still indexed and have these new pages waiting to be indexed. You want to get them in right away. So sitemap is an important first step. And finally, it's 2017, almost 2018. Mobile is the new thing. Mobile is everything. It's pushing 60% of all online traffic is on mobile. Google has been very forward about how important mobile is for rankings. If your site is not good on mobile, if it looks crappy, then Google will not rank your site as high, because mobile friendliness is super important. Again, this is something that, I'm even having the issue of editing a page on my desktop and then forgetting to check mobile. You just have to remind yourself constantly, like go into your editor, whatever you're using, Wix, WordPress, lead pages, it doesn't matter. There's all easy. All of those platforms have options for checking the mobile responsiveness view. So just do it regularly, and make sure you're editing for that as well. Make sure that the content is very clear on there. Make sure that it looks neat and clean, and it presents a really easy experience. In fact, go on your phone. Like pick up your phone once your site is published and your pages are published. Excuse me, and just check on there. Like go on your site and see how it appears, how it looks on mobile. It's really important. It's the way of the future, and 2018 is only going to be more so in that direction. So that's all I got. If you do these 5 things, you're definitely setting yourself up for success, at least on a very basic level. But it's a good start. So take action. I will see you guys later.